Man, I love this fight right here, man. Two of the, heaviest hitters and, guys with the best chins in the bantamweight division. This is going to be a banger and pivotal fight for both guys. I think it changes the career trajectory of both guys. Maybe Pedro Munhoz a little more just because Cheeto has name value at this point. He has a fan base and he could recover quicker from losses, I believe. He also has, higher upside of finishing in his fights, it seems like. But Pedro Munhoz, I mean, if he wins this fight, he's going to be right back in position for another, top five opponent. And he's getting up there like 36, 37 years old. So this is it for him, man. He has to win this one. Cheeto, coming off that bad loss to Corey Sandhagen. So if he loses two in a row, that's really going to drop his stock. But I do think he could come back from that. Pedro, he's coming off that big win where he snapped the winning streak of Chris Gutierrez and looked really good there. Pretty dominant victory for him. And man, I mean, this is a hard fight for me to pick. I'm really struggling with this one. I don't have a good read, so I'm not going to give you guys like an in-depth breakdown or anything just because I feel like other people that have stronger opinion on this fight or are very confident, maybe you should listen to their advice a little bit more than mine on this particular fight. But man, I mean, Cheeto, he's hard for me to pick. He's just such a slow starter. This is a 3-round fight. If his other 3 fights were 3-round fights, he would have lost all 3 of them. Pedro Munhoz stays active on the pressure. He throws big hooks. He throws heavy leg kicks. His chin is made of steel. I don't think you can depend on starting slow and then hurting Pedro, dropping him, and using big moments or a late finish to win the fight, man. You're going to have to up that volume and be active and match Pedro and beat him in 2 out of 3 rounds. I don't see him knocking Pedro Munhoz out. I see some people taking the shots on that this week, but man, I mean, Pedro Munhoz, have we ever even seen him dropped? Like, the guy is like has one of the best chins I've ever seen. I mean, you can hit him right on the button and he just eats it. Like, him and Cheeto have that innate ability to do that, man. It's just incredible. So I don't think that's necessarily a viable game plan. I feel like Cheeto has to be a lot more active on the outside with his offense. He has to really try to match the volume of Pedro, try to stop Pedro from chopping his legs and getting inside and spamming these body head combinations, because if he doesn't do that, Cheeto's gonna be in trouble, man. I mean, Pedro's gonna use the jab. He's gotten a lot better at using his jab to skip in a range without getting hit and then landing his shots on the inside and being active and then getting out. And if Cheeto can't match that activity, I just don't see him winning this fight. I don't see much grappling from either guy. Like, Pedro is the better grappler by far, but neither guy's a wrestler. I don't think either guy's going to try to take one of them down. I know, like, Cheeto's like a fan favorite. Everyone likes Cheeto. Everyone picks Cheeto, and he's the favorite in this fight, I think, because of the age and also because of his name value and recognition at this point. But I'm going to pick Pedro Munhoz. I just feel safer. I think I know what I'm going to get from Pedro. He's going to bring the volume, the pressure. He's going to throw a lot more than Cheeto. And it's hard for me to rely on a knockout or multiple times of Pedro Munhoz getting rocked from Cheeto, knowing his chin historically being incredible. So I feel like Cheeto might lose 2 fights in a row here unless we see him finally, which we haven't seen him do. I mean, maybe because he was winning the fights that he's starting slow, he felt no need to fix that, and now we're going to see him come in here like a different animal. But it's hard for me to say that. I mean, he's older. He's had so many fights in this point in the UFC at a high level that's just who he is, I feel like. And I think Pedro Munhoz is probably going to be able to squeak this one, win 29-28. Maybe it'll be controversial, but I'm going to say Pedro Munhoz gets the win here.